Are there two Subarus currently running around pre-Stella? In this episode, we probably had one of the greatest speeches in anime history, even surpassing the speech in Season 1 with Rem, also known as the From Zero speech. However, there's a big elephant in the room, and of course I'm going to be talking about it, and that is Ao's similarity to Subaru. We finally got the first reveal of Aldebaran's eyes, and on screen you can see Aldebaran's eyes is being edited so you can see it a bit better, and you will notice that these eyes are the exact same as Subaru's. It's even got the Sanpaku look which Subaru has, which is a rare trait to have. So the question is Aldebaran Subaru? It could be. Now, something that many of you may have missed is right at the start of the episode, and you'll see it on screen now. Behind Aldebaran, there's a valve. Now, this is really interesting. What does this valve open or close? Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because last episode, Regulus was complaining to Capella, stating that she shouldn't have opened the floodgate to flood the city. Capella said that it wasn't her. Now, the reason why Regulus blamed Capella was because she was at Tower 1, and that's where the flooding originated from. Now, remember, in the previous episode, Emilia realized that Capella was located at Tower 1. And guess who found the mirror at Tower 1, the communication mirror? Aldebaran. So Aldebaran is actually in Tower 1, right next to a valve, and no one knows who flooded the city. So could it be that Aldebaran was actually responsible for flooding the city? It's implied, but it hasn't factually been stated. However, it is my prediction that if you've been following the breadcrumbs, Aldebaran is responsible for the flooding of the city. So, is Aldebaran Subaru? Now, this is of course been a big theory. Subaru and Aldebaran have so many similarities. Okay, they have the same hair color, the same eye color, they have the same height, and there's other ways that they are similar, but I'm not going to go into that due to spoiler reasons, especially if you're anime only, but maybe in the future I'll make a video about that. However, there's also several things. Aldebaran said that the Sin Archbishops, for example, don't care. Now, you'll remember that when Subaru was going to make the speech, Anastasia pointed out what happens if they get attacked. Aldebaran states, actually no, they won't attack, because they're not the sort of people that would attack you for making a speech, because they simply don't care. And by the way, he's actually correct. And do you know why? Because Tappei, the author of ReZero, has literally confirmed it. So Aldebaran is actually on the same wavelength as Tappei, the author of ReZero. Now, I'm sure most of you realize that the theme of this episode is not giving up and facing the future. This is what Subaru's speech is about. His idea that you might have some weaknesses, you might have flaws, but despite those flaws, you need to get up and keep marching forwards. Subaru's speech was about that, and you could see the dichotomy between Sylphie, the blonde-haired wife, who was speaking to Emilia. She gave up. She had hope, but then when Emilia returned, she lost her hope, and she said, look, I'm done, don't rely on me, I'm not gonna look towards hope again. Yet, in the same vein, Subaru's giving a speech about hope, stating that even if you're not a fighter, to stand up and believe. The idea that you should not give up. Again, this goes back to Season 1, where Subaru and Rem had this conversation where Rem said to Subaru, look, you're a loser, but you're someone that gets up and you have positive qualities. And then what Subaru did was he didn't run away, he actually fought. And then not only that, he killed Betelgeuse and he killed the White Whale, and he has all of these accomplishments. This speech is essentially Subaru becoming the Rem. Subaru is essentially Rem in this scene, giving a speech to the populace of Pre-Stella. It's like the populace of Pre-Stella are the Subarus, the losers, the people who have given up, who are falling into despair. But now Subaru, because he's grown as a character, is now giving that From Zero speech to the populace. And he wins them over. Keep in mind, Wrath's authority is in effect, so as the crowd gain that hope, their mood improves more and more and more. So this speech was amazing and is up there when it comes to the From Zero speech, which happened in, of course, Season 1. Another important aspect of this speech is the idea of being in unison. This is actually something that Satella taught Subaru, the idea that you shouldn't actually try and do everything on your own. In this speech, Subaru talks about how not only is he going to help, but him and his allies are going to fight. So Subaru realizes that it's not just him. He has a squad behind him. He has Julius, he has Reinhard, he has Garfiel, he has Aldebaran, he has Priscilla, so on and so forth. Not only that, he brings up his achievements, his accomplishments. He defeated Beetlejuice, he defeated the White Well, and this is a turn, and it's even mentioned in the episode with Julius, where Julius mentions how Subaru made a fool of himself in the royal capital. He was a weakling, he didn't have any accomplishments. Back onto the topic of Aldebaran versus Subaru, you'll notice that there was an argument between them, where Aldebaran just said to Subaru it's okay to give up. Now, the reason why this is quite important is because they introduce a concept. In the sub, you can see it's called heroic delusion. However, if you read the web novel, you know that we sort of see this word written as heroic reverie. Now, this is an important concept that will come up in the future. However, it's the different mentality that Aldebaran and Subaru have, considering that they're both very similar. One individual, Aldebaran, has sort of given up and only focuses on Priscilla, whereas Subaru doesn't give up. As the episode played, Tappei did in fact say, if you leave it to Al, it will be fine. Which is really strange considering this was something that Emilia was saying. But Emilia wasn't saying this for Aldebaran, was saying it towards Subaru, saying, oh, I know Subaru's gonna come save me. I know he's gonna come. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to help Subaru when he gets here. Yet Tappei sort of parallels this with Aldebaran, saying, if you leave it to Aldebaran, it'll be fine. So again, we have another parallel in the episode between Aldebaran and Subaru. So it does seemingly sort of hint that Aldebaran and Subaru might even be the same person. On the subject of Al is Subaru, I do have a video of it. So this video is 3 years old, so it does need to be updated a tiny bit. But if you want to go watch it, you can, and you'll get more backstory on why people in the ReZero community think Aldebaran and Subaru could be in fact the same person.